On board Discovery, Reese detects the deuterium burst from Pike's shuttle, recognizing it as a trick taught in flight school to alert search parties, something a former test pilot would do. Saru orders him to send the positions to Stammets in engineering. He uses them to calculate the shuttle's trajectory, not within three-dimensional space, but in the mycelial network. Oh, boy. Tilly wonders if her fourth-dimensional math is wrong. Is fourth-dimensional math different than ours?
Probably.
Okay. As the burns seem to have taken place at different points in time, 1 week earlier, one the day previous, 8 minutes into the future. Stamets assures her it's correct, as non-linear temporal progression is a mind bender, but also sees that the shuttle is drifting into the aperture. Stamets rushes out of the room, telling Tilly to follow him. Meanwhile, on Pike's shuttle, Tyler's scanners showed that some of the metals of the modified probe don't show on any periodic table, and that atomic decay indicates the probe's core has aged 500 years, which means something 5 centuries in the future found the probe, modified it, and sent it back. Just then, the tentacles breach the shuttle's hull, one of which wraps around Tyler. Recognizing it as the echo he saw earlier, Pike tells Tyler to hold still as he blasts off the end of the tentacle, and then it rushes forward and impales itself into the controls, accessing its computer. Well, I guess he wasn't going to shoot Tyler after all. Before either Pike or Tyler can reach the probe, it releases an energy pulse that knocks them off their feet. Stamets and Tilly rush through the corridors to the transporter room, where Stamets intends to use the coordinates to beam onto Pike's shuttle and fly it out. Tilly's aghast, warning him about what would happen if his calculations were even slightly off. Stamets agrees that it would mean that they would be very dead, which is why he's asking Tilly to handle the transporter. You know, as hard a time as I was giving this over some of the dialogue, honestly, Stamets and Tilly are usually quite delightful when they're speaking to each other.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's always nice to come back to this crew, even if I don't like some of the writing around their episodes.
The characterizations of the characters they actually take the time to introduce you to are pretty good, usually.
Yeah.
Yeah. She tries to talk him out of it. Stamets finally quiets her by telling her to trust the math, and more importantly, to trust herself. All right, so Stamets shows up on the shuttlecraft, and Pike's all, confused. Stamets reassures Pike that he's from about 10 minutes in the future and would fly them out using a mycelial network. He also notices the tentacles embedded in the control console. Back on Discovery, Tilly nervously asks if Stamets made it over. 07 detects the shuttle exiting the anomaly, and Saru orders it to be put on the screen, seeing the shuttle with the attached probe. Stamets hails them, telling them that it was their own probe with a few modifications, and that in addition to trying to kill them, it was accessing the ship's computer core.